All right, guys. So I'm gonna shoot this like I would do a 10, 15 minute thing. I don't have the energy, bro, to read the live stream like that. We not about to have no long live stream today. You watching the replay? Hit the like button. I'm exhausted, man. I gotta give you guys this live stream though, but hopefully you guys appreciate it. If you don't, I guess it is what it is. Um, anyways, so I want to talk about how a lot of you guys think that if you just get success, you get in shape, you guys get money. We're getting to a space in society, and we're getting to a space within humankind where um, these things increasingly don't as matter as much because women don't matter as much. They don't care about what you think they care about. They're not smashing the guys that you think that they're smashing. A lot of you guys think that these rich guys, they're getting, if you just get money and you get rich, that all these women will just fall down at your feet. That's not true. It's not true at all. It's never been that way. Increasingly, what happens is when these guys work hard and they get these money and everything, and they find out that it still doesn't attract them, the women that they want. I mean, it attracts gold diggers because they flaunt their cars, they flaunt their jewelry, they flaunt whatever. They show off these things, and it'll attract gold diggers because gold diggers know what a Rolex watch is. They know what these different timepieces and jewelry are, so it attracts them. But most women don't know what these things look like. Most women don't realize that they walk past millionaires and wealthy guys and guys that make six figures all the time. They just don't find those guys attractive. And so what happens is these men, they spend their entire lives trying to get the money, um, just to realize that it still doesn't attract the woman that they think they should be attracting. So what do? They start tricking. They start, using their money to attract these women by buying them gifts and taking them on expensive dinners and buying them all different kinds of stuff. So they start using their money to try to get access instead of attracting the women naturally with their money. It's kind of crazy. You know, a lot of these guys on the internet, they talk about, success, just get the money and women will just bow down at your feet. It's never worked like that, guys. Um, it helps. Having money definitely helps, but guys, there's lots of guys that don't have a job. There's lots of guys that are not wealthy that smash plenty women, you know. But then some of you guys will still, you forget you'll get the money, but you'll be overweight, so you're not physically attractive, or you're focused on the gym, and so you'll be really in shape, but you can't. Uh, you don't have any money to keep and maintain her, which will lose her. And some of you got some, an even low percentage of the guys that will have the money and the muscles, but they don't market themselves and they don't uh, have any social status. So that doesn't make them appealing to as much women as they should, even though they're good looking and have money. So none of these things really, um, not saying that they don't work. It's just I don't want you guys to work on these things just solely for women because you'll get have the money and the resources, and you'll still not have and still be attracting certain women. And it's because we've gotten to a space to where women just they want what they want. They want how a man wants them to feel or how a man makes them feel, not necessarily what they have. A lot of women say they want wealthy guys, but they don't want the tech nerd. They don't want the short CEOs. They don't want that. So I don't want you guys to focus in specifically on success just for women. You should focus in on success for a better quality of life. Um, what's going on, Nicholas? He said, "Hey, brother, big love, appreciate it. Seeing the big picture. Yeah, yeah. It's not gonna be a long live stream, bro. I'm exhausted. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go to sleep. Um, but I wanted to drop this live stream in on you guys because a lot of you guys, these people tell you these things, and yeah, they do help with women. Yeah, they do help and they do attract women, but it's not the end all be all. And this is not a live stream saying talking you guys out of success. I'm just here to tell you the real stuff. You know, you don't understand women like women. If a woman, there's some women that you can smash easily. It just depends on the timing. If you catch a woman that is slizzard and she's at the club, anybody could smash her. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be tall. You just have to be charming and willing. Some women, a lot of the things that we deal with women is timing. You know, some women they're more open to you when they come out of a breakup or a relationship. If she went out of a breakup or a relationship, um, she wouldn't even see you. And a lot of you guys, you caught your wives or you caught your girlfriends on a day where she was vulnerable. Because if she wasn't a day where she was vulnerable, you would have never got her. Venting this and understanding this is important. How are you doing? I'm exhausted. That's how I'm doing. I'm about to go to sleep. We also change what we want. We don't always want the same things we did. Timing is so true. Legit. Rebound guy. Yep. Yep. So, you know, and that's a lot of the reason why you guys get cheated on too because timing. She went out to girls' nights out. The tall dude caught her on the wrong night. You guys had an argument. She went out, caught her slipping. Now she coming back to you crying. She made a mistake. She might even admit it to you. But a lot of you guys, I'm just here to break the illusions off because and give you a real more practical, realistic view of the world. And uh, some women are attracted to social status. Some women are attracted to money. Some women are attracted to your physical look. Some women are attracted to how you make them feel, your personality. You make them laugh. Uh, you're generous. All these different things, you know. So really, you really have to look at why you want to be successful. Why do you want to make all this money? Do you have to make $1 million, or are you content making six figures, or are you content making 80K? Excuse me, living a good life in the rural parts of America. You really have to scope up why you want success. Why? Because if you ask for women, women gonna keep moving the goalposts, guys. You're gonna get the money, but then she gonna say six figures, and then it's gonna be like half a million, a million. Then she gonna say, "Oh, six pack abs ain't enough. You got to make me laugh and charm and all this stuff." And half the time, women don't even know what they're attracted to, or they don't even know what they want, so they just say whatever and complain about whatever. So, um, how many women? Let me read this right because my eyes are going cross-eyed. How many women I've met who complain about their boyfriend on a night out? That's their way of indirectly saying they're sleep with you. the guy's oblivious. Yep, shocking behavior. They got a boyfriend and a kid at home and want to sleep with a guy they just met instantly. Yep, love this channel so much. You speak facts. I appreciate it, Nicholas. Yeah, guys, this is you know this video, this live stream might shake your world a little bit because you'll be like, "Damn, man, I've been working 60 hours a week trying to get a better woman, and it still don't. You still ain't yielding me the results." Well, have you looked at maybe it's because of your style? Maybe it's because of you're not on social media, so people don't even know. Because, like, guys, most women don't know Jeff Bezos or they don't know Charlie Munger or Warren Buffett. And if they do know them, they're not attracted to them. And so fame does a lot more for you. Fame does a lot. If you guys want to focus on getting women, you would focus on getting fame and you would focus on being in shape. If that's what you really want, that's your sole purpose in life. Now some of these things go hand in hand. If you have money, you can get fame or use the money to get fame. Effective is what works. And yeah, and a lot of you guys have to your biggest mistake with women, and we're gonna wind the live stream down. Um, your biggest mistake with women is you're trying to attract every woman. Guys, you're not gonna attract every woman. And plus, why would you want to attract every woman? It doesn't make any sense. You know how big of a hassle, how big of a mistake, how big of a uh, how hard your life would be having to choose and deal with all the different manipulation and gaslighting and different tactics and women pulling at you. Like, it would be endless. It would be annoying. It would be too much. So this is why I keep saying you have to know what your lane is, what women are realistically more attracted to you naturally. So yeah, guys, it's you got to stop worrying about attracting every woman. You're not going to attract every woman. You're worried about being a bad boy, but you were never raised to be a bad boy. You'll never understand what how a bad boy thinks or acts. You'll never understand that. Some of you guys, you're not naturally funny. I'm not naturally funny. So you'll lose out on women that like funny guys. Some of you guys are not charming and seductive. You'll lose out on women in that aspect. You have to be yourself. Truly, have to be yourself and understand female nature, but also understand yourself and understand where. Well, if I'm not tatted up and a bad boy, well, I'm gonna lose this chick. Especially when you ask a woman or you ask her what kind of guy she's dated in her past and they don't line up to you, well, that means she's not attracted to you. That's just the cold hard truth. Every girl I get is just looking my best. I get is just looking my best, presenting myself with confidence. My last three girlfriends made it first move on me, and I just matched their energy. Yep. Good women want a good man who is tough. So, you know, yeah, it's weird, guys, because like Women are just, they're completely complicated. You'll be talking to a chick and you'll be having fun kicking it, be chill, laid back because you ain't trying to wife her or be girlfriend material. And then all of a sudden, that's when she wants you the most. And then once you become more of a disciplinarian, or you start having adding structure to the relationship and asking her to be accountable, that's when she lose interest, saying that you um, too serious and controlling. So you really can't, guys, you really can't worry about what women say. You can't worry about what they're attracted to. You just have to worry about what lane you're in. If you're 5'8", you'll never be 6'4". So stop looking at guys that are 6'4", because the women come up to him. You might have to be a 5'8" guy that develops, some kind of personality to attract the woman. It is what it is. Your genetics are what your genetics are, and you can't change it. So, yeah, and increasingly, and this is just a side note, increasingly, I'm finding it difficult to trust women. Now, a lot of you guys, your average level thinking guys, you'll be like, you know, Miles, you're just being jaded. You had your heart broken. Who cheated on you? Who broke your heart? Who all this stuff? And I'm like, no, I'm beginning to get to the point to where not trusting females or not trusting people in general is logic. Contrary to belief, I believe it's logic. Women can't take the truth. So if you can't take the truth, that means you can't accept reality. How can you make true progress? How can you improve your life without acknowledging reality? You can't. How can you make the proper adjustments if you don't know and can't accept what's really going on? So, and then women, there's no such thing as women of the word. They'll change their mind. So, it's very hard to trust women and trust people in general. Women constantly live in delusion. She'll talk about, well, I want a traditional man. Well, first of all, you're 24 years old. What concept of a traditional man have you ever seen modeled in front of you? If your father wasn't a traditional man, then you're speaking of a fantasy man. Men and women are always talking about, go back to the 1950s. I'm like, you guys, you weren't raised to be traditional men, be traditional women. You weren't raised like that. A lot of the guys don't want to work. A lot of the women, they don't know how to cook and clean. Shut up. They're sleeping promiscuously all over the place. So, you're speaking of a time that you know nothing about. And maybe your grandpa or grandma was like that and they stayed together, and maybe they modeled that in front of you for like the past, 10, 15 years they were alive. But, alive during your lifetime. But a lot of these people, they talk about traditionalism, all this stuff. But I'm like, you weren't brought up to be traditional. So how can you be something that you've never seen? This is why dating doesn't work, because people want things that they weren't raised to be, you know? That's just a, outro as we get out of this live stream. It's so important to just see them as a company and us. It's what works. Quality time, attention over quantity. They have patterns of behavior. It'd be mad It'd be mad to be unrealistic about it. The truth will set you free. Absolutely. I've been working really hard to shape myself into the right man year by year, reading Jordan Peterson, listening to Andrew Tate, and so on. So that's really that's really all I got for you guys today. Yeah, I don't have much more energy. I'm completely exhausted and tired. So you guys look for me Tuesday night. No stream for going on tomorrow. I need a day off. I'll drop a video for you guys tomorrow, and then another video Wednesday. But I'm just exhausted, bro. I gotta focus on other things. Um, he said Jesus loves you. Damon, what's going on? I was watching the game. He said, "Have a great night's sleep, my yeah, bro. I'm gonna need it, bro. Cause shit. Well, Damon, you came in at the end of the live stream, man. Shit, I'm about to go to sleep, bro. I'm way too damn tired. But yeah, we dropped plenty of game in these 20 minutes, so it'd be a lot for you guys to go back and reflect over. But all in all, you know, stop trying to attract every woman. Focus on the women that like you. Uh, just because you get successful, that doesn't mean that women are going to fall down on your feet, fall down at your feet, and just obey you and do whatever you say. It's never been like that. It's not going to be like that. You'd be shocked at how many men are successful and they still struggle with women. I mean, look at Tom Brady. Look at all these different guys that have struggled with women. You know, that's the ridiculous thing about being in the West is you can be successful and still have to put up with bullshit. So, you guys, I'm here to give you guys the reality of the situations. So, you know, I don't want you guys living in any delusions, you know. So, anyways, what's going on, Myleschum? We about to get out the live stream, bro. I'm about to fall asleep. You know, we got 22 minutes for you to go back over and look over. I really appreciate your input into growing my mindset. I really appreciate it. You're younger than me, but you're a good thinker. Yeah, well, I appreciate that, bro. I really appreciate that. I try my best, man. I try my best. So yeah, introvert, you're gonna have to go back and rewatch this one, bro. I'm exhausted. You and Damon gonna have to go back and rewatch this. But shout out to you guys for making your presence known on the stream. I really appreciate it. No stream tomorrow. I gotta focus on switching jobs. So, bro, I gotta probably pull back to YouTube a little bit. I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna ever quit YouTube. I gotta pull back on it and focus my energies on other stuff. What are the lies men are told about success in women? That, well, just in a nutshell, one of the biggest lies is just because you get money, you have the looks, you have the status that you won't have to put up with women's BS. You always have to put up with women's BS, and just because you're rich and you're focused on getting the money, that don't mean that the women just automatically, you know, you make $1 million tomorrow, and then the women just gonna automatically just start cowing down and obeying you. It just is. It's not. It's never been like that. And guys, they realize that and they start tricking. They start using their money. They start displaying their money because they think these things matter to women when they don't. And women are much more complicated than they thought. You know, what they're really attracting is really just gold diggers, attractive gold diggers. Um, because there's lots of guys that don't have money or have $1 million that smash on a consistent basis, that get intercourse in women and have multiple women and babies from both multiple women on a consistent basis. And they don't have a whole bunch of money. Some of these guys are not the most in shape kind of guys. Some of these guys are, you know, it just is what it is. So I don't want you guys to get money or get, success, whatever your definition of success is, just for women, because you'll get success and women will still try to down talk your success. They'll still talk shit to you. Like, oh, that money ain't nothing. And plus, I mean, she's a 304. She done got flown around the country. She probably done seen almost everything by the time she's 30 years old anyway. So, you just not getting your money at 35, 40 years old. Well, she already done seen everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's the other thing about you guys. You know, you guys, it's hard to please women today because they already done smashed how many different dudes. They didn't had the dude that didn't look good with the six pack ass with the big Johnson, so you can't really give her that experience. They talk to rich guys or athletes, and they travel, so you know you can't really impress them in that way. Women just have a lot of access, so it's hard to give them a first time. You know what I'm saying? So when you're being trying to be successful, guys, be successful for you, and that should, women can be a part of it because everything we do is for mating purposes. But don't make it solely about women because you'll be disappointed. Women are flaky and flighty, and women are herd animals. Just because you're rich, but if other women don't like you, then damn, they're not gonna mess with you, bro. You have to have. Oh yeah, that's a serious misconception about men with money, with wealth. Money doesn't keep a woman. Nope. You have to have the leverage. She has to feel lucky to have you. Unfortunately, a lot of women aren't that lucky. It's a Pandora's box. Yeah. Whoever told men that lie got to be a trick spending on bras. And like, don't, when I say this stuff, guys, don't take it as if like I'm saying don't be successful. That gives you an excuse to be a bum or nothing like that. I'm just telling you the reality. They live in the moment too. We always have to have our own back. Self respect matters first. Yep. So you guys double tap the like button on the way out. I really appreciate you guys. Shout out to Damon, shout out to Nicholas, shout out to Introvert. It's always a dude willing to sell his soul for a woman, and that's the sad reality, bro. That's a sad reality. And a woman will never respect you if you will do anything, if you're desperate and you're willing to do anything to keep her. So that's my live stream. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys Tuesday night. Introvert writes, as crazy as this ish sounds, the fixation of having bigger wood paws is going to be the downfall of a lot of men. This is a prime example of insecurity. Yeah, it is. If there was a surgery to get your Johnson bigger, bro, dudes would be saving up their money, homie, to get that surgery. It would be crazy. It wouldn't be no small Johnsons in the world, bro. Which would mean what? It would it would make quote unquote. I don't even want to talk about Johnson, bro. That's some woman shit. Loving a woman can kill a dude. Yep, literally. Stress you out. All right. Just using them for fun is possible way to go to look at it. Yep. Anyways, guys, that's my live. I appreciate it. See you guys Tuesday night, man. Peace. Damon crazy. You laughing at me.